It's the Man Cave Club.
CPO Shirts.
CPO, which of course stands for Certified Pre-Owned Shirts, right?
Chief Petty Officer.
Chief Petty Officer. That was a diss. I should not have said that. Yeah. Chief Petty Officer was a rank in the military, right? So these, which where the name comes from, right? These shirts were issued to Chief Petty Officers.
Right. Yeah. Apparently, the CPO shirt first appeared in the military sometime in around the 1930s. So we're going to have a little discussion about CPO shirts, and I would consider these more of like modified CPO shirts.
Sure.
Right?
They're, like a derivative of a classic piece of military clothing, which influences, I mean, a lot of the clothing we like is military influenced.
Right.
I mean, so much of the iconic pieces of clothing we wear and love,
Right.
like, are straight derivatives from classic military clothing. And I think it's so funny because that stuff was not designed to be fashionable.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know?
Well, military clothing and workwear.
Yeah.
That's like seems to be the main thrust.
Yeah.
For everyday men's clothing.
Totally.
Wear.
Yeah. They got it right, man. I mean, yeah, some titans of design.
I would say if you're looking for most authentic reproduction of an original CPO shirt, you'd probably have to say the Buzz Rickson or the real McCoy. Right?
Yeah.
So typically it's like heavy
Wool.
The original ones had the single pocket.
It was a Navy shirt, I believe.
Yeah.
Like the very original one, but it wasn't like exclusive to the Navy. But yeah, I mean the wool, like that tracks, right? Like the sky, you gotta be warm on those decks of the ships, right? And yeah, Buzz Ricksons and real McCoys, I mean, they both do such a good job at like authentic reproduction.
Amazing
Yeah.
stuff.
Like a reproduction versus this is a iteration of a CPO, right? It's not trying to reproduce anything.
Right, and pretty much everybody's doing some form of CPO shirt, overshirt, Filson, Tailor Stitch, another, wax out of London. They do like a kind of an overshirt. It's sort of like a CPO military bent to it. This is a Rogue Territory service shirt, the Dehen Crissman shirt that you're wearing. This shirt here, this is actually J. Peterman company. This is one of the first sort of CPO style shirts that I bought, and I feel like this copies the pattern pretty close. It's a pretty good reproduction, and I think the weight of the fabric is also
it's a good weight.
Similar to how I imagine like what the original military shirts were.
Let's maybe define like what to you is like a defining characteristic of a CPO, or like a people have different names for them, like a shirt jack, or right. It's like an over. Like you said overshirt a second ago. It's not necessarily like a denim button up that you don't need to wear an undershirt under. Like this is an overshirt that you would wear over like a t-shirt or something, right? Like you have another layer under this. This wouldn't be your first layer.
Right. You
couldn't really wear it because it's it toes the line between like shirt and jacket. So I guess just because I think like if you just look at this, you're like, it's a button-up shirt. What are these guys waxing on about? Like why is this specific, or any of these? Why are they?
Right.
What qualifies them as a CPO or a version of a CPO? I guess
most CPO shirts they're either a whole 100% wool fabric, or like a heavy cotton flannel typically. Those are like that's the criteria. So it's a beefier, heavier shirt.
Yeah.
And there's tons of information out there. I mean, Denim Hunters has a good article on CPO shirts.
Yeah.
Heddles has a great sort of historical perspective piece online about CPO shirts.
When I grab, this moleskin, Crissman in particular, when I'm wearing this, with like a shirt underneath, or it's roomy enough for even like a Henley under it too. On a little bit of a colder day, you're not gonna worry about having like an extra jacket to go on top.
Right.
Where if I was wearing like a t-shirt and then like just like a denim button up, like I still need to make sure I got a jacket with me when the evening cool comes in here in Sonoma County. So
right.
it's different. Like it's not it's not quite a shirt, not quite a jacket. It still gets cold enough that I could have another layer on over it. Yeah, it's super utilitarian, super versatile.
Yeah, it's a great shirt just in its concept, and then its functionality is it just ticks off all the boxes.
So it's classier too than I think just like a flannel, because a lot of them have like the herringbone Crissman I have. I'll throw on a little bit, but just like the textures and the heavier weight materials, like it looks more premium. I mean, you could wear this to a nice dinner, and
right,
not be out of place, but you can also do a day of work in it and not out of place either, right? It's
right.
Super versatile, man.
This is the Heart CPO. This is heavy cotton flannel. It's not wool, but it's just a great shirt. I love Heart's fit. It's a little trimmer than, let's say, like a Filson or even the Dehen Crissman. But again, these are, they're more like modified versions. They have the hand warmer pockets. Seems like all of our shirts these days have hand warmer pockets.
I can't say I'm upset about that, man.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what it is.
I know how much you like hand warmer pockets. Yeah. No, I'm all with you there, brother.
Yeah. This is a cool one. I don't think I've ever seen you in this one, man. This is the first time I'm seeing this piece of yours. It is cool. It does feel slightly, maybe just because it's been washed, but slightly less buffed than like the ultra heavyweight flannels from Ironheart. Just not quite as thick, I guess.
Well, it's a different fabric than their ultra heavyweight flannel. This is more of a moleskin cotton.
It is. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that like kind of suede feel to it.
Yeah, let me pop this one on for the viewers. Okay, so this is the moleskin version, and this is the denim version of Ironheart CPO shirt. This has the Western.
Yeah, it's got the Western yoke.
Flare.
It's starting to a little further and further away from like the origins, right?
Right.
Loose term CPO here.
Right. But it's still in the vein, in the ballpark, more like of an overshirt, shirt jacket, if you will. Ironheart's amazing because they make the CPO in so many different fabrics. Yeah, they make a black version, black denim. This is the over-dyed indigo. They make the the heavy cotton shirt.
Looks super cool with that contrast stitching. Screams like I don't know,
shirt.
old Levi's, something like that. Just vintage look to it. That's really cool.
And you have another Crissman.
I do. Yeah.
In a different fabric, right?
I do.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
pop that on.
I'll throw it on. So this is the my other Crissman. In their herringbone wool.
Beautiful fabric.
Oh yeah, it really is, man. So we had Dehen up in Portland. We've talked about them on the channel. They're kind of my Ironheart. I'm a big fan. I just love the way their stuff fits me. I like their aesthetic, and this is the moleskin. Yeah, moleskin's like a kind of a suede-like, just buffed cotton, and then this is wool. This is a lot thinner. It feels a lot thinner than this. Almost like half the weight. And just I think just the wool like in general is lighter. So it's a little bit of a scratchier wool. It's like a kind of a traditional feel to it, I think. But it doesn't bother me. It's something I've gotten used to. I've been wearing wool Pendletons and stuff for years.
But very traditional in sort of a UK European sense too. It's like a Harris tweed.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm about to go on a fox hunt or a bird hunt in the countryside. Like I just need my over-under shotgun on my shoulder and like it's I mean, it has a just like a timeless classic look to it, this shirt.
And the functionality of that fabric cannot be overstated. It's wool, it's breathable, it's basically like will provide some
waterproofness,
water resistance. Wool is the absolute best fabric, hands down.
Yeah,
you know,
100%, man. Just nature's like just it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so it's about half the weight of this, but I'd say it's like just as warm.
Right.
It's like there's no difference, you know. So it'd probably be like too much if it was the same weight, you know.
It's warm but yet breathable too.
Absolutely.
That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah. I feel my favorite details of the Dehen Crissman in general, obviously the hand warmer pockets, but I like the reinforced elbow patches.
Right.
Are really cool. And then at least on these two, the like contrasting interior pieces of the collar, like on the black one, I think it really pops.
Right.
It's a really cool contrast. It's in the pockets too. I love the kind of tortoise shell look to the buttons, and then the top button is a snap, it's a brass snap, which is really nice. Like just, I think that I always kind of struggle to button that top one anyways against my neck, so it's nice that they did that. That's just a snap.
Definitely, that's a nice touch. And this shirt here, it looks like wow, you've really gotten your wear out of it.
I wear this one more than this just because it's just a little more casual. You know, my outfit doesn't always call for a herringbone tweed looking shirt, but this thing is still just as like versatile.
That would go well with black jeans.
Totally. Like I could wear that to a wedding, I think.
Yeah.
I'm always
saying
that's my line. Like, I can wear that to a wedding.
No, you're not gonna wear it. You wear a suit to a wedding, man. Suit and tie.
Suit to your own wedding. Yeah, but this moleskin, you could see how thick this fabric is.
The texture, it almost looks like leather.
It's like it really has a suede-like look and feel to it, even though it's cotton. But I mean, normal cotton shirts don't hold rolls like that on a sleeve. So that's, you know, I think that we've talked about that in the Ironheart video, the flannel video, that my flannels do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, killer shirt. They're popular for a reason. I saw people talking about these shirts for a long time on the internet. Finally gave it a try, and I see why they're so coveted and beloved, because it's truly a cool piece.
Right, form follows function.
Yep.
And the last shirt that I sort of do want to talk about is so Rogue Territory released this last season, which is just, man, Carl again at Rogue Territory. The guy is just like hits it out of the park every time. And this is their service shirt, but with a two-way zip. When he released this with the two-way zip, I'm such a sucker for two-way zips.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, what a great, perfectly designed shirt. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's so cool. Okay, I mean this as a compliment. This to me is like 1940s like gas station attendant. Like there's just like something like so cool utilitarian workwear vintage about that piece with that zipper.
Right.
Like, I mean, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Just the design and the fit and the function and this you know, toothy denim fabric that he chose. Just a beautiful shirt. And I mean the construction, I mean look at that. Look at
That's great,
the cuff liner and you know, inside the collar, the
backing
liner.
to the zipper. Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, he does all those nice, you know.
Yeah, it's a killer weave
details
on that denim.
And with the hand warmer pockets. Matter of fact, I think this shirt would probably fit you because it is a little bit big on me. It really is like an overshirt.
Interesting. That's a small too. Yeah. These are, I should mention that my Crissmans are a medium. I'm like,
oh yeah, it's good to mention.
5'11".
Yeah.
180 pounds. These are a medium. They fit long. Well, you'll see in the B-roll shots kind of how they fit me.
Yeah, the Dehen, their mediums sort of, I would say, run more like a large in other brands.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like Ironheart large. Yeah.
Right.
Easily. So yeah, small.
Yeah, his service shirts run a little bit big because they're meant to be
An
like
overshirt.
overshirts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I typically in road territory I always order a medium, but in the service shirt, I looked at the size chart. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to go with a small, and because I like the shirt to be a little more fitted on me.
Yeah.
But even this being a small, it is like on me, for instance, I have a 38 chest. It's like I can layer under this.
Yeah.
I could wear like a long sleeve t-shirt under it.
Yeah.
It fits me fine.
That's killer, man. I mean, that's a perk. Yeah. I know we kind of harp on this, but knowing your measurements is like so important.
One method that I like to suggest is if you already have a shirt that you like the way it fits you.
Yeah.
Then you just lay it flat and measure it with a cloth tape measure.
Cross-reference to the
right.
That's
another methodology, but also actually measuring your body.
Yeah.
And that can be kind of tricky too, measuring your body depending on...
Doing it yourself very hard, yeah. You need help with that, yeah. But once you get it right one time, that is the method I use, is I want it to fit like my Crissman fits.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check the measurements, cross check. Okay, which size am I ordering? Right. Like that's the method I use.
Right.
Because I know my measurements in the first place and got at least a few pieces that fit me correctly. Right. So yeah, it's very well said, Paul. It can't be overstated, like because you're just not gonna wear stuff if it doesn't fit you right. We digress, but man, this is a cool shirt, dude. I need something with a 2-way zip. It reminds me of those like 3/4 zip, like Ben Davis shirts,
right?
The hickory stripe ones. I've never been tradesman enough to wear one of those, but they're cool. I've always wanted one.
Right.
That thing's sweet, man.
Yeah, beautiful shirt. Road territory again. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode here, the CPO shirt episode, service shirt episode.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
it was fun. Just kind of going through some of the shirts that we own, that we like, that we wear.
There's so many out there, like you said. So yeah, hit us up in the comments if you guys got a CPO that we should know about.
Yeah,
let us know, and we'll check it out.
There's a lot of good ones out there. Thanks again for joining us, Jimmy and Paul, talking about it all inside
the Man Cave Club.
Right on.
It's the Man Cave